why am I don't know.
Jeremy,
Totally.
so I didn't want to, that was too good. Hey man, I'm about to have you on, so make sure you can see it here for this press conference.
Check 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 check.
Great.
Yeah. You got it.
Yep.
Everyone got what they need? We're gonna start with just a few seconds.
Yeah, well, that's the feed they're giving us, so.
Everyone's mics are working. Anyone live streaming?
Thank you.
Yes.
The cat driver.
Picture that.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your patience. I know it's been a few months before we've gotten a resolve on this. I'm Trooper James O'Callahan, the spokesman for the New York State Police here in Troop A. Today, our speakers are going to be the Bureau of Criminal Investigation Captain Dan Howard, who's behind me, and then you have Genesee County District Attorney Kevin Fennell, and then we have a few other people joining us from the District Attorney's Office, and then Troop T, Lieutenant Joseph Palucci is behind me as well. So at this time, I'm going to turn this over. We will have time for a few questions at the end. Obviously, given the fact that this is an ongoing trial, we can't answer everything, but we'll do our best. Thank you. Turning it over to Captain Howard.
Thank you. As mentioned, I am Captain Daniel Howard of the New York State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigations. Thank you all for being here today. With the assistance of the Genesee County District Attorney's Office, led by District Attorney Kevin Fennell, I am pleased to announce the New York State Police have arrested Bin Shao, age 56, of Flushing, New York, following his indictment by a Genesee County grand jury. On February 11th, 2026, Mr. Shao was taken into custody in Putnam Valley, New York, and charged with 5 counts of manslaughter in the second degree, a Class C felony, and 5 counts of criminally negligent homicide, Class E felony. He was arraigned earlier today in the Genesee County Court. This indictment stems from a collision which occurred on August 22nd, 2025 at approximately 12:20 p.m. on the New York State Thruway in the town of Pembroke, Genesee County. As a result of this tragic crash, 5 individuals lost their lives. This was a large-scale and a complex incident involving more than 300 first responders and 95 members of the New York State Police. At the time of this incident, there were 54 occupants aboard the coach tour bus. The 49 survivors were transported to 6 area hospitals by Mercy Flight, as well as ambulance crews from over 40 rescue companies from the surrounding townships. The passengers aboard the bus were from the United States, as well as 6 additional countries, which underscores the wide-reaching impact of this tragedy. State police worked in coordination with numerous agencies and specialized units throughout this extensive investigation. Investigators conducted interviews with passengers, hospital staff, and witnesses. We processed a multitude of digital evidence, and the incident was reconstructed by the Troop A Collision Reconstruction Unit. These comprehensive efforts spanned several months and ultimately led us to where we are today. This case displays the dedicated investigative work by our members as well as those of our partnering agencies. We extend our continued condolences to the families and the loved ones of those affected by this incident, and we appreciate their patience throughout the investigative process. I would also like to recognize the many agencies and the personnel who assisted the state police in this response and our investigation. The collaborative efforts by all involved was extraordinary. At this time, I would like to thank the district attorney, Mr. Kevin Fennell, for his partnership, and I will turn the podium over to him.
Thank you, Captain Howard. Good afternoon. Initially, I would like to say that our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by this terrible tragedy. In particular, our sincere condolences to the friends, families of those who have died, but also our heartfelt sympathies to those who were injured and to their loved ones. I would also like to recognize and thank the hundreds of first responders who assisted on the scene, behind the scene, and in the hospitals. I would particularly like to acknowledge the New York State Police. They have expended countless hours in the investigation of this crash. Collectively, the quick response and decisive action by all of the first responders throughout Western New York kept this from being a much more tragic event than it was. A Genesee County grand jury has returned an indictment charging Mr. Bin Shao with 5 counts of manslaughter in the 2nd degree and 5 counts of criminally negligent homicide. 1 count of each offense corresponds to each of the 5 individuals who lost their life as a result of this crash. Mr. Shao was arraigned this afternoon on the 10 counts contained in the indictment. He entered a plea of not guilty, and bail was set at $100,000. At the time of the crash, Mr. Shao was the operator. He was the driver of the tour bus. There's no evidence of drug or alcohol impairment. The charges stem from the decisions made and the actions taken by Mr. Shao as he operated the bus on the New York State Thruway in Pembroke. At this point, I should emphasize that an indictment is only an accusation and that Mr. Shao is presumed innocent of all the charges unless and until that presumption is overcome by proof of guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. With that in mind, the charge of manslaughter in the 2nd degree is a Class C felony, and upon conviction, a court would have a wide sentencing range from an unconditional discharge to probation or as much as 5 to 15 years in state prison. The manslaughter charges allege that on or about August 22nd, 2025, in the town of Pembroke, County of Genesee, Bin Shao recklessly caused the death of another person. Criminal negligent homicide is a Class E felony, and upon conviction could subject a person to sentence ranging from an unconditional discharge or probation to an incarcerative sentence of up to 1 1/3 to 4 years in state prison. The criminally negligent homicide charges allege that on or about August 22nd, 2025, in the town of Pembroke, County of Genesee, Bin Shao caused the death of another person, and he did so with criminal negligence. The case against Mr. Shao has been adjourned to March 9th, 2025 for a discovery conference in the Genesee County Court. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have one, sir. If you could tell me the actions that you said, this is based on the actions that he took or perhaps did not take while driving. Specifically, what was that?
I can't get into specifics now.
Can you tell me that there was reports earlier from witnesses in that bus that he, a rolling water bottle that he attempted to reach and got distracted? Is there anything to that?
Again, I can't talk about the specifics of the prosecution's case or the proof we have now. We intend and look forward to presenting all this evidence in court when the time comes.
How much has he cooperated in
evidence?
Mr. Shao was on scene. He spoke with investigating officers, as did many other people, and from there, the investigation continued.
During his arraignment today, there were questions about whether or not he had a Chinese passport. The public defender at the time told the judge he would not answer any questions regarding citizenship. Is Mr. Shao a citizen?
You'd have to ask his attorney that.
You don't know?
You had previously said that he was not impaired in any way. Are you sticking with that?
There is no evidence that has been uncovered in this investigation that there was any form of impairment by drugs or alcohol.
Can you say anything about what he potentially did wrong?
I can't.
Dan, it was in court today. It was expressed that he was difficult to locate. Dan, do you have anything about that? Well, why he was difficult to locate? I mean, you guys had interviewed him there, and you knew where he was, you knew where he lived.
I'm not certain who said difficult in court. I was not at the arraignment. So once the sealed indictment was handed to the state police, we had our partnering members in the New York City area from the New York State Police that began looking for Mr. Shao, and took a few days, but ultimately we did locate him.
A few days to find him?
Yes, I don't have an exact date right now, but I believe it was from the 29th till the 11th, is my math, 12 days?
Well, how far is Putnam Valley from where he lives in Flushing?
Approximately an hour, I believe.
Was he hiding?
I don't want to get into specifics on how the state police go about locating people for fear of tipping off other people in the future, but in this case, it was determined that we wanted to wait until we saw him moving, and at that point, when we saw him outside of his residence, we felt that was the best opportunity to take him into custody.
Where specifically was he arrested?
He was arrested at a business location in Putnam Valley.
So you just said outside his residence.
We conducted surveillances, and once we saw him moving and we had an opportunity to take him into custody, we did so.
Is he still in custody at this hour?
He is, until and unless he posts bail.
How much is bail?
$100,000 cash, $200,000 insurance company bond, or $400,000 partially secured by 10%.
And where is he locked up?
Genesee County Jail.
Was there an effort to remand him, to keep him in custody?
The bail, there was a request for bail. Our recommendation was for the bail that I just set forth.
Is there any information you can share about his background? Was he an experienced coach bus driver? Any information on that?
I have nothing to share in that regard.
How does this affect the company you work for?
I couldn't answer that.
So the company is not being held liable, strictly just at this point criminally charging the driver.
Criminally, the only person charged in this event is the driver.
He was distracted while he was driving? Is that fair to say?
Again, we're not going to get into the evidence that we will present in court. It's the actions and decisions he made support the indictment. That's all I can say right now.
Any more questions?
Well, were there any considerations for charges against, that had to do with those who were injured? There were some of the people injured. This clearly has to do with the people who were killed.
Correct. The logistics of presenting all the charges for injured people who are scattered throughout the world were significant. The charges Mr. Shao was indicted with are the most serious charges that could come out of this incident, and we felt that that was adequate to hold him accountable for his actions on that day.
Is there a timeline as far as when the indictment was returned and when he was arrested?
I can't give you the timeline exactly. Indictment was returned and an arrest warrant was issued, and you heard the captain talk about their processes.
Was that this month?
The indictment was returned at the end of January, and again, you've heard the process. So.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much. So after this concludes, I will update the press release. I'll have all the information in the sheet you've been handed. And with the additional information would be the kind of a copy and paste, if you will, of the original press release with some of the new updates with like the hospitals and different areas that, you know, the victims of this were taken to. So outside of that, thank you for coming. We appreciate it, and have a good Friday.